This video is about how Pennywise is the main villain of the Pixar universe and how he secretly controls everything. Okay, no it's not. It's Pennywise versus Horror Villains Part 2. Let's just hop in it. Okay, so quick rules before anybody goes crying in the comment section. Pennywise ain't gonna be using dead lights. If he did, he will solo anybody in a matter of seconds. And we're also assuming peak virgin Pennywise. Both him and his opponent do not have any prep time, and fear actually really matters. I mean, he could eat anybody, but like, you feel me? First matchup is... First up, Pinhead. Pinhead isn't just a slasher. He's basically a supernatural debt collector. A Cenobite from Hellraiser. He basically exists to explore pain and pleasure at the extreme level of existence. Suffering isn't something to escape. It's something to experience, you feel me? Fear, panic, desperation. Those emotions don't really work the same way for him. He's a freak. He's a literal freak. So to be honest with you, this is a huge problem because Pennywise's whole strategy is psychological terror. He wants panic. He wants desperation. He wants that moment when someone realizes they're about to die. Pinhead does not have that moment. He like,
and let's do it on camera. I throw my life away, you throw your life away right now. Right now. Let's do it for the camera. Right now. And if you win, I'll make sure I got like $70,000 in my pocket. If you body me, you can take the money.
This is a character who has been tortured beyond human limits, exists outside normal morality, and reacts to threats with curiosity instead of fear. Pennywise could turn into his worst nightmare, and Pinhead would probably just stare at him like, bro, what you doing? Yeah, bro, you was not built for this. And without the dead lights, Pennywise can't force fear into him. So this isn't even really a fight. Pennywise shows up, tries to intimidate him, tries manipulation, and Pinhead, freaky ass, might get a thrill out of it. He might be worse than Epi, Cream, and Bibby. So this is the first hard stop. Pennywise can't eat him, Pinhead isn't scared, and Pennywise eventually has to leave. But don't get me wrong, if Pennywise had his deadlights, he will for sure win. He don't even need his deadlights, he'll just eat them. But it would probably taste like some dry ass steak because fear seasons the meat. So no win, and that gives Pennywise his first big fat L. Not too good. Okay, now it gets weird. A character that made you and me get nightmares as a kid. Slender Man is one of those characters where the fear doesn't come from him being scared. The fear comes from everyone else. He doesn't panic, he doesn't scream, he doesn't even really react. Slender Man doesn't hunt out of emotion. He hunts because that's just, like what he does. And that's our problem because Pennywise needs his opponents to fear him. And being feared doesn't count. The vibe being creepy doesn't count. Slender Man himself has to experience fear. And here's the issue. Slender Man barely has a recognizable psychology. He's more like a walking concept than a person. He doesn't explain anxiety, desperation, or survival panic. Now yes, Slender Man has been disrupted before. He can be disoriented. He's not invincible. But fear? That's a stretch. Unless Pennywise somehow introduces an existential threat so abstract that it shakes Slender Man's entire existence, which is a huge maybe. Like, we going off the most ass-pulliest of ass pulls. Pennywise does not get what he needs. So realistically, no deadlights, no force fear. So I count this as a draw. Two supernatural entities staring at each other until one decides it's pointless, which honestly is funny as hell. Now, moving on to the next opponent. Now, I ain't gonna lie, bro, this is some good eats. Chucky is really the perfect food for it. This might be Pennywise's best food yet. Bro went ahead and got some good garlic lobster noodles from fucking Yard House, bro. People forget about this, but Chucky talks a lot because he's insecure. He gets angry because he's losing control, and when Chucky realizes he's outmatched, he panics. At the end of the day, Chucky is a human soul. A violent one, sure, but like still human. He has ego, he has pride, and he absolutely has fear. And way too much fear, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, Pennywise would eat this dude psychologically before touching him physically. He would mock him, belittle him, take forms that strip away tough guy acts. He literally turned him into a pretzel. He turned Chucky into what he hates the most, a powerless entity. This is not a long fight. This is low-key bullying, bro. I ain't gonna lie, Chucky does have a chance of winning this. Pennywise will probably eat him, and since he's too seasoned, Chucky might be overly seasoned. Probably might cause Pennywise to go into cardiac arrest. This is like a heart stopper menu, man. So I ain't gonna lie, bro might go into septic shock. But anyways, bro, this is a clean win. Chucky gets eaten mid-meltdown. Okay, now the last matchup was way too easy. Now we're back into nightmare fuel. The thing is not emotion. It's not scared. It doesn't even really have an identity. It imitates fear perfectly. But imitation isn't the same as experiencing something. Fear requires a sense of self. The thing doesn't have it. It copies them. So Pennywise can show nightmares, trauma, terror, and the thing will reflect it right back without actually feeling anything. And here's the worst part. The thing adapts. The longer Pennywise stay around, the more dangerous the situation becomes for him. This is one of the few matchups where Pennywise Pennywise is actually taking a risk by existing too close. There's no fear to feed on, just mimicry. So once again, no deadlights, no fear, no wind. Pennywise disengages. And honestly, if the thing's lucky enough, he might assimilate Pennywise, turning Kevin Durant into a warrior. And yeah, that's the end of the universe right there. Matherin is not saving anything. God is not saving anything. You're done. Now, the final matchup, Predator. This one's interesting because predators do feel fear. They're just really good at suppressing it. They're intelligent hunters with an honor code. They don't panic easily, but they absolutely recognize when something is beyond normal combat. And that recognition is Pennywise's open. If Pennywise plays this like a physical fight, he loses immediately. Like, no question about that. Predator has hunted things way scarier than clowns, but Pennywise doesn't fight physically. He fights psychologically. If Pennywise presents himself as something that can't be tracked, measured, or fought, something that violates the predator's understanding of the hunt, fear becomes possible. The fact that predators carry self-destructive devices proves they acknowledge fear when defeat is inevitable. So this isn't instant. This is a slow burn mental battle. If Pennywise cracks that mindset, he wins. If not, the predator fully disengages before fear fully takes a hold. But you know what? I don't even see the predators running away for real. Pennywise is able to manipulate space and time, so the predators can be running for all we know, but they just gonna stay in that same exact place. So Pennywise absolutely solos. But wait. This was not the reason why I made this video. The real reason is the theory. It all begins in darkness. Pennywise, the ancient cosmic entity of fear, wanted power, and he knew exactly where to start. The Pixar universe. Now this gets really deep, because I'm gonna tell you how all Pixar stories are interwoven. And I'm gonna tell you why Pennywise is the main villain and enforcer of the Pixar universe. And it's not what you think. First off, he created his first minions. The monsters from Monster Inc. They were all small, terrifying, and relentless. These were called his babies, crafted to hunt and scare children. Every scream, every terrified heartbeat made him stronger, sharpened his influence. Monsters weren't just creatures, they were extensions of him. Once he had mastered fear itself, Pennywise took the next step. He had collected so many souls, so much concentrated childhood fear, that he bended reality itself. With his powers, he animated the inanimate, giving toys life. Every toy contained fragments of the lost souls he had hunted. And though these souls now lived in toys, they were still children at heart. Their fear, especially the fear of abandonment, fed him endlessly. With this new power, Pennywise penetrated minds. He no longer needed monsters or toys to feed him. He became the literal embodiment of fear. Every thought, every worry, every anxiety amplified him. His influence even reached out to the oceans, accelerating life's consciousness. Fish began to talk. Nemo, Dory, and all creatures of the sea became carriers of this power. As Pennywise's reach grew, humanity itself succumbed. Fear became so absolute that humans surrendered their dominance. They abandoned Earth, leaving behind a dusty, rusty planet, a wasteland of their own making. And all the while, Pennywise thrived, unseen but omnipresent. And this Earth became Dimension X from Stranger Things. Yes, this is all coming together, just like I planned. Oh my God, I think I cracked the code, y'all. I cracked the code!